Welcome in, everybody, to the Thursday Night School News Show. We have a lot going on in the community as well as our Humboldt City Schools. We try to spotlight Humboldt City School News here on Viking News on Demand, and appreciate George joining us. Hey, 2 weeks in a row. Well,
hey,
telling you that.
A little late, but I made it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. Appreciate you joining us today, folks, and tuning in. When this is airing, we are actually in Lake County as the Junior Vikings will be taking on Lake County Junior Falcons, and big game tonight. We'll talk sports coming up after the commercial break. We always do school news first because our students are scholars first and then their athletes second. So we want to make sure we keep that in the right order. And got a lot of things that's going on, George. Appreciate you joining us today, and we'll give our sponsors a word here after a while. But appreciate you being with us, and I know you've got some things you need to cover today.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. It's getting busy around there at the junior senior high school. We are excited about our students and the activities that they're participating in, and we are, as you said, we're busy, and we like to stay that way. I want to talk a little bit first to open up with our school improvement plan. We had a meeting last night, 5 o'clock, in our library. We have community members that's on our school improvement plan, which is a 5-year plan that we roll out for our district.
Yeah.
And we target some things in our school district that we want to occur, and we post a vision and a mission statement to line up with those activities and those academic talent, culture and climate and organization type of areas, which is the TACO model that we use, Seth, and that went really well. We didn't have as many members as we had in the past because we do have community members on each subcommittee. We broke out into groups last night and we did a gallery walk.
Okay.
And during that gallery walk, we focused on our mission statement, as I said, and our vision statement, and it actually rolls out the model that we have set up by our superintendent, the TACO model, and TACO just simply stands for the T is for talent, the A is for academic, the C is for culture and climate, and the O is for organization. So in all those areas, we try to apply this model to the things that we're doing within. And if we're not within this model, then 9 times out of 10, we're not in compliance with some things that we need to be doing as a school district.
Sure.
So that was a great tool that Dr. Epperson come up with, and she kind of holds us to the fire on that. And
That's good.
We're excited that each one of us in that central office on her cabinet, that team will always refer to that model and be within that model of the way we do things and the way we operate within our district to keep in compliance with our student responsibilities and accountability, with our staff accountability, and just organization, renovations, and everything that you do within that system. That TACO model is it should be displayed, and it will be heavily favored and heavily dependent upon for us to be successful. And I like the model. It's a good model, and it covers everything.
Hey, who doesn't like tacos anyway?
That's right. Who doesn't like tacos? But going to start out also with talking about our junior senior high school.
Yes, sir.
Some renovations that are occurring. If you've ridden by the high school, the elementary school, or Stigall, you've seen some marquees.
Yes.
Those are the digital marquees that have been installed, and I think they've actually wired them, and they have them wired for sound and wired for viewing.
Yeah.
And we will get the computer program to connect with that, so we can control everything, all of our messages from inside by a computer, and we can list all the activities, and it'll constantly scroll and let the passers-by see what's going on in each school.
Man, that's awesome.
So it's a long time coming.
It really is.
We have really upgraded our I like to refer to that as an organizational approach to our facilities when we look at the TACO model, to just let people know what's going on.
Sure.
You know, when you see what's going on, it can be written clearly. The vision needs to be written clearly.
Yes.
We can always get a better understanding of what direction we're going, and the marquees are going to provide a lot of good information for our parents and those people in our community that's passing by. Now, you are always you're always welcome to go to our website, which I want to talk a little bit about that like I did last week.
Yes.
Ginger Carver has done a fine job of making our website very user-friendly.
Yeah.
And we are actually getting a lot of hits on our website to go to things such as our athletic schedules, athletic events that are occurring, academic activities and events that are coming up, progress reports, deadlines, and things of that nature that a parent can just simply go to our website, or a community member can go to our website, and you can pull up what you need in order to get to be connected to Humboldt Junior Senior High School.
It's
and
awesome.
That website, I can't say nothing but good things about it. I think it's at a high point now, to where information can be very easily accessed, and it's hard work put in by Miss Ginger Carver, and we appreciate her for making that website do what it does, and it's going to get better because you constantly having to update information and update things that make the website user friendly. So please, if you have any questions about anything, I know we're in an information age now to where technology is at its peak, and it's at its pinnacle. So you can go at the touch of a finger and find out exactly what's going on in our school district by looking up things on that website.
That is fantastic.
Mention the marquees. I want to mention some renovations going on at Stigall. The roof is still being worked out. We're getting some finishing touches put on our roof. Our gym floor is done.
Okay.
We're going to make that a volleyball facility for practice and maybe games. We still have to look into how we're going to make that a venue for games and work with our teachers and principals at that facility, at that school, to make them aware of what we like to do, and with the blessings of Dr. Purnell, who's the principal there, we're going to be able to maybe have some games over there, volleyball games, and you need facilities.
Yes.
You need different facilities for different teams practicing, and it also provides a time frame to where student athletes can get out of school, go to practice, and get home early, and do what they need to do, as life after school. We want to get these student athletes, we want to keep our doors open as much as possible, Seth, but we also want to these students to have the time at home to concentrate on some things that they're working on at school, get the rest that they need, and prepare to come back to us each and every day by getting home at a decent time. So this facility is going to allow us to do that.
Wow.
Let's talk a little bit about seniors at I'm a little stuffed up this morning.
That's all right.
Seniors at our high school, they took pictures yesterday, senior pictures. Now, I know not to mix up senior pictures that they individually take at the different locations around the area, but this is the picture that they take, the shoulder shot that will be in the yearbook.
Oh, okay.
They were doing that yesterday at the junior senior high school, and I tell you, when you talk seniors and when you talk those students that have been there for the last 4 years at that facility, at that school, they just blossom. And I think I'm saying that because I'm reminiscing. I have a stepson that come to us when he come to me when he was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
And Isaiah has grown, and he is now a senior this year along with all his other classmates. And to see them in there ordering caps and gowns, getting their senior pictures taken for the yearbook, and doing all the things that seniors do and stepping into that leadership role, you see the confidence that reeks in that library yesterday of the excitement and the potential that you're going to these students are going to be prepared to move on to college, and seniors are really, this is their season.
Yeah.
It's their season. This is their year. So a lot of senior buzz going on around the high school with different activities that are going on, different students applying to do different things. And we're just excited about our high school. We're excited about our elementary school. I think everybody is settled in. Don't hear many things that's going on that we have to fix immediately. Devices and technology is working really hard to make sure our teachers are trained with the proper technology that they need, and that our students are getting the devices and the technology that they need to be successful in the classroom.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of grants out there that our central office staff are working on. Miss Josetta Porter, Miss Michelle Lewis, Miss Jennifer Roden, they're always looking for that extra funding that we need to ensure that our students are, on a level playing field with the rest of the state.
Sure.
And it's just a busy time of the year to where we're settling in, and we are just on the grind. And if you need anything, I want to stress to parents that are in need. You need anything from our teachers, from our principal. I know Mr. Harwell, he's doing a fine job at junior senior high school. Dr. Purnell at the Stigall, or Miss Debbie Sheehan at East. Please contact these individuals if there's any issues you're having, and they will be sure to reach out with you. And I want to also mention, Seth, that we have a group of social workers within our district.
Okay.
Our social workers are providing that interventions, and they're providing that case management piece that we need to keep our students focused, and to deal with some of the concerns that might arise, because our lives go through different challenges.
Yes.
Different things happen to where sometimes we're not always focused on our academics due to some challenges that are occurring individually within the homes.
Sure.
And these social workers are put in place to do just that. Kelly, I'm trying to think of Kelly's last name. It escapes me, but Miss Kelly, I'm just going to say Miss Kelly. She's doing a fine job. She's our school social worker as well, Mr. Damaris Persons. And there's another social worker we have at East, Miss Meredith. And we have another one at the high school, Miss Ethel. They're doing a fine job of just taking care of the needs of students, along with Greg Lennon. Greg is our parent liaison in our district.
Yeah.
He handles a lot of the parent concerns that come to our district, so know that you can, he has a direct link to each individual school that he can go, and if you're experiencing some issues with parents and students on any level, from the classroom to issues that may be occurring outside the classroom, things that you feel like he can help with, no doubt he is the one to call on. And I want to go back and say Miss Kelly is our behavior specialist.
Okay.
So she deals with behavior plans, and she deals with things that can home in on a student where they're experiencing maybe a deficit in an area of their life that behavior may be an issue, and we can deal with that as well.
That's Miss Kelly Gooch, isn't
Kelly
it?
Gooch.
That's
there you
it.
go. Kelly Gooch.
Yeah.
Kelly, I apologize.
That
I just
website,
couldn't.
it comes in handy.
Yeah, that
That's it.
website's good. It helps when you have your computer, doesn't
Hey,
it?
it's all right. That's
Thank
all right.
you, Seth. But Miss Kelly Gooch is doing a fine job, and all the guidance counselors are doing a wonderful job as well. So our school system seems to be on the move.
That's awesome.
We're on the up and up with everything going and moving in a positive direction. I'm proud of the staff, the students, and the effort and the commitment that's being shown at this point with our school district, and it shows. It shows.
Yeah. Fantastic. You're talking about all the renovations and things of that nature. When is the next benchmark testing that we have to be concerned about? Is that the end of the school season?
Yes, really not the end of the school season, Seth. I have to check on that. I know benchmark testing has occurred in the elementary school, and I think the Stigall.
Okay.
Stigall does Ames Webb, and I think East does Ames Webb, and our benchmark testing, I'll check on that schedule for our high school too. But testing is an emphasis this year, and of course our test scores have come out.
Yes.
And we did make progress in a lot of areas, but
yes, sir.
As you do know, we still need to dig in and do some work, and get some things done in the area of academics, and we're doing just that. As I said, the taco model really homes in on some of the things that we need to be doing in leadership roles. But the teachers, they are getting professional development needed, and Miss Josetta Porter is an integral part of assessing the needs of our teachers and getting the assistance that they need academically, classroom management, just professional development, and everything that's needed in order for our students to be successful. So Yeah, that piece of the professional development and the job that Miss Joselda and Michelle Lewis is doing is vital to the progress, and it's especially vital to how we're scoring on the state level and preparing us for our TCAP, which will actually be going on in April.
Yeah.
So March, April, end of March, 1st of April. So we're gearing up for that. It's not just a test that you give at the end of the year, but it's preparation in the area for the student and the teacher regarding the professional development that teacher needs to relay to that student and to teach that student what they need, and hopefully the performance at the end of the year with that test, it'll show.
That's right.
So
saw some progress, and we want to see obviously continuing to move that forward. Not satisfied, but we're happy with the direction that we're going. That's for sure.
That's a great way to put it.
You have anything else today in the news side?
School news. I think that's all we're going to discuss. We're like I said, if anybody needs to contact the school and find out more information regarding anything,
sure,
always refer you to our website, www.hcsvikings.org. You can always find things regarding information and contact, student registration information,
sure.
Anything needed, frequently asked questions, things of that nature, not only with just high school, elementary school, and preschool, but also the pre-K program, the 4-year-old program that we have at Stigall. So all the information is on our website. Sure. Just go on the website. Even if you're needing to know about any job openings, there are some things in the area of resources on our website that you can look up those things needed as well, and we just look forward to you visiting our website. So we want to invite you to that, and you can always call the schools. Each individual number, school contacts, principal, leadership is all listed on our website. So go to our website, visit it, and it should point you in the right direction.
All right. We got a game going on right now, and what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break, play these notes from our sponsors, and appreciate the Humboldt Viking Booster Club being our banner sponsor. We don't play an ad for them. We mention them quite regularly throughout our programming, so we want to make sure to mention that, and we'll have the rest of our commercials here in just a moment. Don't forget, coming up out of the commercial break, we're going to go ahead and play the interview from Coach Greg Lennon. Coach Lennon, we talked to him about the game that's taking place right now in Ridgely, Tennessee at Lake County. And hopefully we are winning that game and making great strides there. And got a big win last week against Halls, and now we need one more this week. And if we can get this one this week, next week's game really doesn't matter. We're going to talk about all that stuff coming up in just one moment. Thanks for watching tonight. You're watching Viking News on Viking News On Demand.
Because I love the environment, I love the people, and it's a great place to work, and the pay is great. The daycare, transportation, and pick you up. It's easy to move up in Tyson. You need to come work for Tyson.
Tyson Foods is an equal opportunity employer. Vets disability.
Nothing brings community together quite like a sporting event. Security Bank and Trust Company is committed to supporting our local sports teams because we know how important it is to be part of a great team. This is Deanne McEwen at Security Bank and Trust Company. When you team up with us, you are fostering the competitive spirit of our local athletes. Want to be part of our team? Join our amazing banking community. Visit your nearest branch or head to securitybanktn.com to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Good Old Cookin', located at 5882 Graball Road in Milan, Tennessee, is your one-stop shop for the best food in West Tennessee.
So good.
Open Thursdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. To check out this weekend's specials, visit them on their Facebook page, or you can pick up the phone and call 731-238-2073. 731-238-2073. Good Old Cookin', proudly supporting your Humboldt Vikings.
So good and tasty.
Family and friends make life worth living.
That's why at Baskerville Funeral Home, we celebrate family and friends every day. I am Chancellor Baskerville. My family is here for your family in times of need. Folks, yesterday is gone, today is almost over, and tomorrow isn't promised. So when your family and friends take their last breath, the world stops for you and us. We are available 24 hours a day. We use the latest technology along with good old-fashioned family values, common sense, and compassion. Chester, Donald, or myself are here for you and your family in your time of need. We are Baskerville Funeral Home, Directors of Distinction.
Hi, I'm Chester of Baskerville Funeral Home. We really do love the families we serve in West Tennessee, and it's an honor and privilege to take care of your loved ones. At Baskerville Funeral Home, we're committed to caring and sincere service. And again, thank you.
G&K Defense is located at 110 North Central Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee, and they offer self-defense classes. Training is taken from Duku Kempo techniques. They are no-fail techniques that work. Training is offered in a seminar-style setting and is all hands-on learning. Instruction ranges from 4 hours to 5 full days, depending on what the customer needs. You can contact them today by emailing jason@gnkdefense.com, or you can call 931-237-4550. Proud supporters of the Humboldt Vikings.
For over 100 years, the Centennial Bank family has been there when you needed them. Whether starting a new business, buying a new home, or opening a new checking account, your friends at Centennial Bank are there to provide the best banking experience for you. Stop by your local branch or visit their website, www.mycentennial.bank. Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Humboldt Public Library is a strong community partner providing programs and services that bring people together, foster creativity, and encourage lifelong learning. We preserve our storied past, enrich present lives, and prepare for an ever-changing future. We offer programs for adults and children, a collection of over 30,000 books, and provide access to the latest technology. Come visit us at your community library at 115 South 16th Avenue in Humboldt, or follow us on Facebook or visit humboldtpublic.org.
Hi, I'm David from Willis Notary Services. In 1787, Benjamin Franklin inscribed on the back of the penny, "Mind your affairs." It means take care of your business. While needing a notary isn't a daily occurrence in many people's lives, when the time comes, Willis Notary Services wants to be the first on your mind. So when it's time to handle your business, call me at 731-414-0485. And on behalf of my family, all Vikings, Tamiko class of 94, Tamila class of 12, Deja class of 19, and David class of 2022, Willis Notary Services sends light, love, and blessings to our superintendent, the administration, faculty, staff, and our students as we keep climbing to be a better Humboldt. Let's go, Vikes.
We'd like to remind folks that Humboldt only has one local history source published each week, the Humboldt Chronicle. Local government and education issues, crime and justice, people you know in the news, sports, features, and more each week at your fingertips in the print edition or online. Stop by their office at 2606 East End Drive, Humboldt, or give them a call at 731-784-2531. The Humboldt Chronicle. Nobody covers Humboldt like the Chronicle.
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
We're joined on the phone right now by Coach Greg Lennon, and by the time this interview airs, we're going to be in the middle of a game. We're going to be at Lake County, and so we're meeting with Coach Lennon early in the morning, and I appreciate Coach making time for me this morning. Coach, first off, congratulations. Big win last week, and not just a big win in the sense of playoffs, but you pretty much were in the driver's seat all night long.
Yeah, my kids, they came out intense. They were ready to play. I'm excited. I'm excited for them. They done grew from day one. They done got better each game. So that's all you can ask for kids.
That's right. And you see us battling on the road, coming out with a 24-0 win. 24-0 win. You won the toss. You elected to receive. Obviously, those are decisions that are made before you ever get to the game, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. It is. But you know what I did? I decided to do. I asked my 8th graders.
Okay.
I said, "What y'all want to do? What you want to do? What you figure y'all ready to do?" They said, "Coach, we from the school." I said, "Well, I told my captain, go out there and if we win the toss, we want the ball."
All right. So you're sending a message to that team earlier that, you wanted to build a lead early, and I feel like for the first time this season you were able to build that lead and just keep that lead the entire game. That does a lot for a program, don't it?
It does, man. It's extremely. It makes a program go very well. Like I was telling my kids, y'all in a situation where we got everybody back. We had everybody to be able to play our prior 2 games.
Yeah.
Because I had to sit a couple kids down, conduct, and not doing well in school. So I'm proving a point to them, and we got everybody on one accord, and everything is clicking right now.
Yes, sir. Well, you rode the hot hand of Tylen Richmond, and you also had Tyon Campbell and Jakylan Ford involved in that first drive of the game just to really, really actually, no, it was your first offensive drive of the game. You started the game out with that big let's say kickoff return for a touchdown. Yeah. And that was Jakylan Ford, 71 yards to the end zone. And I looked at one of your coaches. I can't remember which one it was. I looked at one of them and I said, "Oh, it's going to be a long night for them if they don't figure that out real quick."
Yeah, and I was telling our kids, special teams is a must. It can make you or break you. And we have a extremely good kickoff return team. Our special team is well. It's doing very well. And I would tell them, look here, take it to the house, start it off.
That's right.
I'm trying to get them to understand, let's try to score on each drive because we capable of doing it. And like I said, we got some extremely good athletes. We just had to get everybody in the right places and everybody back on time, and everything I knew was going to work out.
Yeah.
So
there was still a lot, Coach, that you could clean up. Obviously in any game you look back and you see those things. And I remember one point where the Tigers, they went back on offense and they was trying to find a spark, wanting to get on the scoreboard. Your defense forces the fumble. You get the possession on your own 44-yard line, and then you cough up the football at midfield. Those are plays you go back and you kind of slap yourself in the head going, man, that was a missed opportunity.
And it's doing with the exchange, we got to have my running back got to understand, he be so intense. I'm like, sometimes you got to go down, son.
Yeah.
You got to go down because when the team holds you up, you giving them options to punch at that ball.
Yeah.
So, go get what you can, and when you can't get no more, go ahead and go down. I love the drive of trying to steady fight and go, but sometimes it's best to go ahead and go down when you got multiple people trying to tackle.
You scored all 24 points in the first 2 quarters. What was it happen in the second half? I know obviously you wanted some points in the second half, just didn't happen.
We wanted points in the second half. We started trying to rotate in and out.
Yeah.
And like I told my kids, that's what we got. We got a second half, you got to come and finish the job off. In the third quarter, you got to finish that job off. You got to hit them in the mouth soon as you come out there in the third quarter. That's what I'm trying to get them to understand. When we finally got a taste of a win, I knew we had a bunch of good athletes. They just didn't know how to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary now since they know how to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary because the sky the limit for them. And I knew it once we got a win in, them kids was, cause with the type of kids I got a talented group. And, like I said, they didn't get to play 5th and 6th grade football, but they're very athletic.
Yeah.
And when they start developing fundamental skills, the sky the limit for them.
I also want to give a shout-out to Viking Nation. Man, they traveled well to this game. But I looked across at one point. You had about as many fans in the guest stands as they did at home.
That's the thing that I love with my junior high team. With my younger team, man, parent support is very well. They come out and support, and that means a lot to our kids.
Yeah.
That makes kids just play even harder.
Yeah.
And I love that support that our town, our community, and our parents are giving us. And I wish they could just continue to do it. And our program going to get better and better.
That's right. And the fans weren't just present, but they were standing, cheering. I mean, you could vocally hear Humboldt's fans on the sideline.
Yeah.
And the product you see on the field is going to keep getting better as we continue to support these players and coaches. And as we talk about continuing to support, we got a game to play coming up. Actually, you're playing it right now as we air this interview. Junior Vikings have made the long haul to Lake County. Now, obviously, you got different personnel. Humboldt Viking high school team just got beat by Lake County. Do you use any of that with your junior high team? I mean, obviously, you mentioned special teams is huge. I mean, you could look back and Lake County took advantage of a punt and a kickoff return for touchdowns. Do you use anything like that, or do you just kind of help them just stay focused on where they're at?
I help them stay focused, but it's hard to help them stay focused because that's their mind frame.
Yeah.
You beat our high school team, we finna come and beat y'all. and that's what they've been saying all week. And I really try to keep them focused, but I love that intensity to what they bring. It's payback. You beat us, we gonna come and beat you back.
Yeah.
And that's the drive these kids have, and I love it. It's getting better and better for me. It was a struggle in the beginning.
Well, yeah.
But like I say, as the season progressed, man, I'm loving to see what these kids are doing.
It's kind of like little brother taking care of big brother. You beat
up
on my big brother. Here he come, man.
It's exactly what it is.
Well, we said it last week, Coach. You needed to beat Halls and you need to beat Lake County. That'll hit you. That'll help you out a whole lot in some playoff implications. Well, you took care of business last week, but the job's not done. We got one more game. What do you see out of Lake County, and what are you expecting tonight?
I'm expecting Lake County to come out and play hard. I'm expecting them to come out and play hard, but I'm expecting my kids to come out and play even harder.
Yeah.
My kids they well prepared for this game. They ready for this game, so I'm ready to play this game. So they need to be ready because we gonna be ready.
I know you had a couple of players go down with injuries. Were they just kind of dinged up and able to come back this week?
Yes. I had a couple of players that were being mostly it was a week before last. I got pretty much most of them back this week. So it's gonna be I'm gonna have everybody I had last week.
Okay.
And it's gonna be even better, man. I'm just excited.
Good. I know one of them looked like it was just cramps. That's what I felt like. The other one, I wasn't sure what happened. I was talking up in the stands and taking pictures from a different angle, and I missed what happened on the field. So I just saw the player down. So thank goodness it ain't nothing serious.
Yeah, cramps. He catching cramps. I told him, y'all got to keep that water in you.
Yeah.
That's what I made. I stressed it yesterday after practice. I told him, when you go home, I need to drink plenty of fluid. Yeah. I've been and told him no sodas, and the coach, I ain't been drinking soda. I said, all right, it's gonna be able to tell when you get on that field.
Oh my!
But yeah, they excited. They excited, and I'm excited for them, man. We ready to play. I'm ready to meet Lake County. We just, like you said, we just play Halls. We taking it one game at a time. And Lake County next on deck, and then it'll be Milan. So, but we ready for Lake County right now.
Okay, so the Milan game is still on. I had heard that might be canceled.
It's a possibility.
Okay,
but because we had senior night, but
yes.
I'm not. I know it's senior night, but it happens that way sometimes.
Yeah,
because in basketball, junior high and high school might play the same night. So we're gonna determine that today.
Okay.
We'll determine that today what we're gonna do. But
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to
Yes,
play.
sir.
I'm ready
Yes,
to play.
sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. So, well, you want to take care of business tonight, Lake County, and then really next week doesn't matter in regards to playoffs as much. But it would be a good, thing for your team to play somebody a little bigger than them because you know how this goes with TSSAA in the middle school.
Yeah.
You're going to end up playing teams that are bigger than you, and that'll help you out in the playoffs.
That really will. I wish more teams would get involved, smaller schools.
Yeah.
Because it's really unfair to a lot of these smaller schools having to play these big schools.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, I'm like, if that was in high school, you wouldn't play no bigger school,
No.
And I don't like it because sometimes you can get kids hurt like that.
That's right.
When they play in bigger schools. So I hope it start growing a little bigger so we can have more smaller.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, right now, that's what we got to do. We're gonna buckle up and do it if we get the opportunity.
Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. Man, I really wish you the best tonight. Hope you take care of business in Lake County. Now, those that are going to the game, if you're not there yet, first off, you're late because we're playing this in a 7 o'clock hour. But don't go all the way to the high school. This one's in Ridgely. You'll see it over there on the left-hand side. I have never been to this field, Coach. I'm excited. I've got friends that are in that area. Matter of fact, one of them lives. He said he can throw a rock and hit the stadium. So I'm going to see some friends tonight. And but I hope I got a little more bragging rights this week.
Oh yeah. I spoke with Hall's coach at the game. He was like, "Man, coach, you got a talented group of kids." And he was telling me about him in Lake County. They had went in overtime, and he was like telling me, "Man, how y'all Northview, man? I just hadn't seen the team hitting like y'all."
Yeah.
I said we struggled in the beginning, but they coming along. So
that's right.
I'm happy, and we ready for Lake County. We ready for them.
All right. Well, take care of business, and we will talk to you again next week, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
you
sir.
Have a good day.
And you heard right there, head coach of the Junior Vikings, Coach Greg Lennon. As we talked about earlier, he is kind of your parent liaison for you there at Humboldt City Schools, and Coach, he kind of, Mr. Yarbro, he kind of got in there and got things kind of turned around for him.
He has.
Very good outings here recently, beating Halls. That was a big win last week, 24-0. Now, all 24 points came in the first half. And, that was kind of it was different in the half. But, and he also told me in the interview he was swapping a lot of personnel in and out. That could have had some to do with it. Just didn't seem like we were as focused in the second half. Hopefully in Lake County we could put a whole game together. And then I mentioned in that interview to him, and then he also voices that he hopes that the game still happens. Right. There's some rumors going around about the Milan game, that we may not play that junior high Milan game. George, we're still kind of in the process of figuring all that out right now.
Yes, we are. Now, of course, next week now, as Seth said, we're hoping we're putting a whooping on Lake County right about now.
That's right.
We're at Ridgely and we're at Lake County, and we're doing well.
Yeah.
We're doing well. So, but to go on and push forward to next week, next Thursday, the 29th.
Yeah.
We did get wind and did get some information that Milan did want to reschedule that game. I know I can tell you the facts about what we know.
Yeah.
What we know is that we have a high school game here in Humboldt with Greenfield. That's our senior night.
That's right.
So I do know that for sure. As of now, it's not a conflict with us. And until we make contact with Milan, that game is still on until you hear anything different. Now, Milan may have made a decision due to some scheduling conflicts on their end.
Sure.
But until I speak with them, I haven't been made aware of that yet. Yeah. Once we get that information, we'll roll it out to to our community, to our parents, and make sure that we have the proper information that we're relaying to you guys.
Okay.
But as of now, we're going to count that game as going to be played until you hear further notice.
All right, sounds
good.
With
the possibility that it may change.
Yeah, definitely. We always understand that, especially in basketball. That schedule changes a lot in basketball.
Unfortunately, there are some unforeseen things that occur that come up that you don't know about.
And the reason you notice it in basketball more, they play more games.
Exactly.
That's not a slight at that program. I'm just saying you notice it a lot in basketball, and I have to really stay on top of it.
I tell you,
I couldn't imagine. Sitting at your desk. I mean, it's just crazy how much things can change and how fast it can happen.
It can change.
And then you added COVID into the mix a few years ago, and man, a lot.
Yeah,
it got really crazy.
We were continually looking at scheduling changing due to COVID, due to some illness, and it just what we call the COVID era was when you look back, you think, how did you make it through? But we did,
yes,
and
yes, sir.
We're to this point now, and we're looking at our junior Vikings as hopefully tonight and tomorrow and next Thursday that will wind us up if we seem to play.
Season.
Regular season will wind up. If we don't play and we do win this game tonight, as we are playing Lake County, we will make the playoffs.
Yes.
So we will get the winner of Lake County and Halls.
Yeah.
And then on the opposite end that sits across from us will be Three Oaks and Northview.
Okay.
That will determine whether we go on to play the other region or the other area, which is around the Paris and Martin area. Last year we played Paris and had a good shot at winning and let that one slip away. So looks like things will probably take a similar turn this year, as it always does, and we'll be ready and be prepared for that.
Sounds good. Hopefully we'll be able to announce next week we got the win, and we'll probably know more of the playoff picture by that point.
Right.
And maybe that Milan game will take place a week from tonight. We won't really recap a whole lot of the Halls game. I think we did that pretty much with Coach. Okay. We'll talk a little bit of Lake County here in just a moment. But right now, let's go ahead and go to our interview with Coach Teddy Pettigrew, who's standing by on the phone. We're joined now with Coach Teddy Pettigrew, head Viking head coach here at Humboldt City Schools. And, Coach, I know you've had a full week of getting ready for Lausanne, and you've probably already moved on from last week's game. We do want to just cover a couple of things. I know we traveled down to Lake County and took it on the chin 38-8 last week, and it was one of those games where we started early. We jumped up 6-0. They rolled out 22 unanswered points. Both teams kind of swapped safeties to end the first half. It was kind of a crazy night up there in Lake County. What are some positives that you took away from that game? I want to start there.
I mean, we one positive, we started the game off, on fire, and that's one thing that I've been preaching to the kids and trying to reiterate to them, trying to get them to do, and we did. We started the game on fire. Yeah. We just didn't finish it that way. Yeah, we gotta respond to the return punch. When you get a return punch, it might knock you down. You got to get back up. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you talk about the return punts. You got special teams. I know 2 kickoffs returned for touchdowns.
Actually, a kickoff and a punt. Kickoff and a punt. And both of those, you got to cover the field. Yeah. And we didn't cover the field. They just didn't do well, man. It's one of those things you cannot take a play off on those teams, because you lose in special teams. I mean, that's real big. That takes the air out of you.
Definitely.
You can beat the special teams.
Definitely. And you come out of that game, and obviously it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Now you fell 0-2 in the district, but this thing's far from being over. And that's one of the things that everybody's got to realize. It's a long season, and but now every game that is a district game matters. You got to win out in those district games and put yourself back in the driver's seat again. 1-3 overall, 0-2 in the district. You got Lausanne coming in. Now, this is a collegiate school, and I'll tell you, Coach, I was in awe when we drove on their campus last year. Just that school and how that, not just their hospitality, but just the campus there. How do you prepare these kids? I know many of them played in that game last year. How do you prepare these kids for what's going to be a tough battle Friday night?
I mean, it's the next game on the schedule. I mean, you prepare the same way you prepare every week. You leave no stones unturned. I mean, you put them through the ring and you try to make practice way more difficult than the game should be. And it's kind of hard to do at times, because you gotta have the personnel out on the practice field to make the competition that way. Sure. I mean, we do the best with what we have. I mean, that's what we have. We have to work with it. We have to get it done. I mean, and I'll say this about, you know, being 1-3. We was at this point last year.
Yes,
Still
sir.
made it playoffs. So I'm not so sad about the record. I wish it was better. We all wish it was better.
Sure.
However, I mean, we can't dwell on it. We got to keep going forward.
Well, I think one of the main differences in last year, you know, you got a closer game, you know, against West Carroll that you can go back to. And I know close doesn't count when you start talking wins and losses. But this is still a much better team than last year. It's just we got to get it to show up in the win column. I know that's where we really want to see. Now, injury-wise, did we come out last week pretty healthy, or do we have some kids out this week?
We're healthy. We actually are getting some kids back that were injured. So hopefully they help us out some on the offensive and defensive line. However, I mean, we just got to keep going. I mean, I talked to my staff, and one thing about being a head coach, you have to coach your staff too. And trying to reiterate to them, this team is better than it was when we took over.
Yes.
So we are doing some things correct, some things right. Winning may not take place the first couple of years we're here, and then all of a sudden we hit that stride. So but we're going to prepare to win every week, and that's what we have to do, and we have to make sure that our kids we communicate that with our kids.
Yeah, you mentioned offense and defensive line. I didn't notice as much on the defensive side of the ball and the defensive line, but the offensive side, those defenders were able to get into the backfield really fast. Many times, even right about the exchange, if you were handing the ball off, they were already back there. What are some things that, I mean, obviously it comes down to techniques probably on that offensive line up front.
Well, I mean, it's awareness as well. I mean, we had some guys who didn't communicate well up front.
Okay.
And we had to start a freshman center because of injuries and suspensions.
Yeah.
You know, guys not doing right in the classroom got suspended, but we had to start a freshman center spot. I mean, I wasn't gonna say that on the radio, but I mean, and he got confused at times, and the guard that was playing beside him told him to do something that he wasn't supposed to do, and it just threw the whole offense off. So we weren't picking up their stunt. They was running stunts in the A and B gaps, and the offense that we run is a gap scheme. You got to block your gap, and he's trying to block the man instead of a gap.
Yeah. Well, and you know, that's not a down on that kid. You know, he's learning. He's getting some very valuable playing time there against a Lake County team.
I mean, what people don't understand, if you look at our offensive line, there are no juniors on the offensive line, nor seniors. They're all freshmen and sophomores.
Wow.
Wow. They're all freshmen and sophomores. So I mean, that's a bright future to come. However, they've got to get the job done right now.
That's right.
That's difficult. That's difficult for that age.
Yeah, how do you keep kids, and obviously it's probably more of a culture and a program coach, but you know, you got a Lausanne team that's coming in, and I mean, nobody's giving – we're kind of used to this in Humboldt too, embracing the underdog, but nobody's giving us a dog's chance in this game. I mean,
this game right here for our guys know it'll be a lot of scouts in the stands because Lausanne brings that.
Yeah.
It'll be scouts from UT, scouts from the UT Martin, from Austin P, from Bethel. It'll be scouts from everywhere in the stands. So, I mean, we have nothing to lose is what I'm telling our kid. What do we have to lose? So our job is to go out there and play the best that we can play. And, you know, out of this game, I mean, anything's possible. You have to believe anything is possible. If you go into the game thinking, well, we're just going to get our brains beat in, why play it? Cancel it.
Yeah.
So they're up for the challenge. One thing about this team, they respect all but fear none. They ain't running from you. They don't play you hard.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate it, Coach, the character and the integrity that's being really, really pushed hard. You know, I see these kids at the junior high games, and that's usually when I get a chance to talk to them. And, man, just the respect that's there, you know, the yes, sir, just the honest answers that you get from them. You know, they went into that game Friday night fully believing, you know, that they were going to give it their best and was going to pull out a victory. And then when it don't happen the way that how do you approach that the next week in practice? Because, you know, it's so easy for them to start getting down on themselves, and then it'll really show up on the field.
Well, it actually starts the night right after the game. It starts then.
Yeah.
That's how you approach it, because, I mean, first thing I'm going to do is look in the mirror. I can't blame it on my team. I can't blame it on any other coach. I look in the mirror myself.
Yeah.
And I ask them to do the same thing.
Sure.
And if you're not giving the team, and that's coaches and players, if you're not giving the team your all, I mean, now you got to reevaluate yourself before we even work with others. I mean, you start with self.
Yeah.
That's how.
Things tried to get a little chippy there at the very end, and I know you had to pretty much just tell folks, let's go to the bus. You know, it's not worth getting a bunch of suspensions and all over, and the game's over at that point.
Well, I think what it was is, I mean, it wasn't chippy at first.
Yeah.
And one of our players, he thought that it was chippy, so he ran up in there, you know, kind of angry. And actually, the guys were just talking and joking.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I said, no, y'all go to the bus. After that, you going to the bus. We're not about to shake hands, because I don't want their players kicked out. I don't want ours kicked out.
Yeah.
That's not what we're teaching as coaches.
Well, I mean, there's a good chance you see them again, and you don't want something like that to fuel them next time. I mean, man.
That's not what we're teaching as coaches. I talked to Coach Canada, man, probably 4 or 5 times this week, and
yes, sir.
How our kids were very mannerable, how they listened to me and got back, and how his did the same. And
yeah.
I mean, we're on the same page with that. I mean, I try to be not so much as, you know, best friends with the coaches in our region or coaches as general, but we talk to each other. We have to help each other out with ideas and bounce ideas off of each other. So we communicate.
That's fantastic. We got a non-district game this week. Your schedule is unique. You have district, non-district, district, non-district, and that's great. In some regards, maybe you can get a streak going there and ride that to the end like you referenced from last year. I appreciate you taking time for us out today, Coach. Let's look one more thing here before we go. Lausanne, what are you preparing from? Are they going to be a mainly passing team? What do you see on film?
Lausanne is balanced. I mean, they can do pretty much whatever they want on offense. I mean, they can throw the ball, they can run the ball. They've got quarterback who's committed to a D1 school, running back committed to a D1 school, so and a bunch of linemen that are committed. So they're a well-coached team, huge, big, fast, strong, all of that. So we got to play some ball. It's a challenge that our guys are ready to meet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, my mouth flew open last year when that boy hit that 60-something yard field goal. I was like, my word.
That kid would be in the house. He's here. You know, he tore his ACL on that 60-something yard field goal last year.
Celebrating.
And he's rehabbed and he's back. So he'll be back in the house kicking.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he had went on to college, so he's still on the team. Oh, wow.
He's still on the team, yes. Yes, he's still on the team.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I do remember that night. George Yarbro, the athletic director, was standing there right beside me. We were on the air together there at Lausanne. And when he hit the field goal, you know, he was fine. I think he hurt himself celebrating, if I remember right.
He did.
This is one of those weird injuries that happened. But, man, I'm glad to hear he's doing good. It'll be fun to see him out there. And we hope he's not doing that all night. Well, that would actually be a decent thing if we could hold him to field goals, wouldn't it?
If we can hold him to field goals, I hope he is doing that all night. If we can hold him to field goals.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much. Hope you have a good day. We'll see you on the field.
All right. Appreciate you, sir.
That was Coach Teddy Pettigrew on the phone with us, and George, Lake County. I got my fish plate.
Yeah, I did too, but you know, I got it at Blue Bank this time.
Did you?
Yeah. I called in at, I know we're not, you know, we like to make fish a part of our Lake County experience.
Listen, man.
But at Boyette's, they had a party of 50 and I think another party of 30, and they were booked with a couple of parties that had come in, large parties. So I wasn't able to call my order in, and they weren't able to get to me. But nevertheless, I went on over to Blue Bank, and I encountered Blue Bank's fish. And I have to say, for the record, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious.
Try that. Now, where's Blue Bank at?
Blue Bank is right when you come, you make the right going into Lake County. You come out Sandburg.
Yeah.
And you make that right. Blue Bank is about a mile up in the curve. It's a Blue Bank Resort. It's what it's called. Blue Bank Resort and Restaurant. And it sits back off the road.
Yeah.
You know where Lakeview is?
Yes.
Lakeview is no longer there, but
Right.
it's right before you get to Lakeview.
Okay.
Because Lakeview was destroyed by
That
the storm.
tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those cabins across from it are gone.
Right, they're gone. Well, Blue Bank is right there on the right, and it's a little cabin area and resort, and you can beautiful scenery outside. You can sit out on the deck and look at the river, Reelfoot Lake, and beautiful little hideout. Me and the wife said we might think about going back up and just having a night out and relaxing, staying all night, and enjoying the scenery.
Hey,
who'd have thought Lake County would possess such a venue, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling
but
you,
hey,
man.
that's
awesome.
It's a beautiful area, and it's well visited from my understanding.
Yeah. Well, the Humboldt Vikings, they went into Lake County, came up short. We scored 6 points, and they scored 22 unanswered.
Right.
And then we swapped out safeties.
Yeah, that was.
We got a 2 points there in the
2-point safety. And
so we were trailing 22-8 at the half.
Yeah.
Which was not
doable.
Yeah, it's
still
not
doable.
Game's not over.
Yeah.
Third quarter. Wheels came off. I mean, it started with the kickoff return.
It did.
And then they added another touchdown on, added 16 in the third. We couldn't get on the board. Nobody scored in the fourth because of running clock.
Right.
38-8, Georgia. And that was a letdown. We got to be honest. It was a letdown. We thought the game would at least be close.
Right.
But I don't think a 30-point game really could be considered close. It's not a blowout, runaway. But at the same time, you felt like it was a game you could have went in and won, and it just came up short.
Right. You look at the Lake County game, you look at a top contender in our region that you have got to at least compete with.
That's right.
Now, I think that at times you're going to want to go a higher level of football, and you're going to say, you know what, I'm crazy enough to think we can win this game.
Well, sure.
But with the mistakes that we encountered, and like you said, Seth, you've done a beautiful recap of the game, but, opening, I said last week we had to have a good start, and we did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But we had to maintain that start.
That's right.
And the second half, you kick off return, then you got a guy that goes the length of the field for score, and then they score, run off 22 consecutive.
Yeah,
unanswered. You don't give yourself a real good chance of winning. So
no.
Offense is still, to me, sputtering.
It is. Yes.
I noticed that we were well scouted, and the things that we were trying to do, it seemed like Lake County already had it out for us to stop that particular play.
And Coach mentions in that interview, I know you haven't heard it yet, but he mentions in the interview he was starting a freshman at center.
Yeah.
That's a key position in that offense. I know everybody thinks the quarterback, and it is a key position. Quarterback is.
Right.
But that center has a lot of responsibility. And due to injury, we had to start a freshman center. He said that offensive line is just full of freshmen and juniors.
It is.
That's built for success later on.
It is.
But we want success now.
We do. We do. I mean, let's just be real and realistic. If West Carroll, who's a regional contender and competitor, Lake County, Halls, Greenfield,
Peabody,
you have to put us in a category of eventually getting to the point to where these teams kind of fear us.
Yeah.
And that's the reputation I want to get, that we're going to step on that field ready to play.
Yep.
A good, competitive, hard game, and at the end of the night, the best man is going to win.
And I'd like to make the argument we're getting there. Because before they would laugh when we come.
Right. I agree.
Now they respect. They're talking about the athletes we have.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is the fear, I believe.
I think you're right.
I think we're headed in the right direction. We've got to be calm. We've got to remain focused.
Right.
You feel like the West Carroll game slipped through your fingers. It was not like Lake County. Lake County pretty much had control from halftime on.
They did.
But Lake County, West Carroll rather, that game, that one still hurts, man.
Yeah,
That
if I could get that one back, all I can see is that last play, and that ball floated up in the air, and it was out of bounds. I don't think it was a guy on this earth that could have caught that last pass.
No.
And it seems like, I don't want to be critical of our team, but it seems like that everything we did in that fourth quarter, it just it was for naught.
And it,
you
penalties
know, it was,
and just everything was just stacked against you. If we would have won that game, and I know we're talking ifs here, we might as well be riding unicorns right now because they don't matter. But
that's right, Seth. Wow.
2-2 would be where we would be sitting, going
2-2.
into a very difficult game Friday night. And
exactly.
I want you to talk about this because I know, why in the world are we playing Lausanne? Well, first off, we played them last year, so you got to play them this year.
Yeah, that's right. It's a 2-year contract. Let's give you a little information and some factual information that's going to give you the background history on why we're playing Lausanne.
Yeah.
Last year, if everyone will remember, we only had 8 games scheduled.
Yeah.
I get a letter from TSSAA and said we have to play 10 games.
Okay.
So we had to go out there and beat the bushes to get some teams probably that no one else wants to play. Yeah. And they have trouble scheduling people to play them because they are pretty good football teams.
Yeah.
Lausanne give us a call, and we decided to go ahead and make the trip to Franklin, to Memphis, to Lausanne, and get the experience we needed. Well, when you do that, it's a 2-year contract. So we knew we were going to be in for a 2-year contract with Lausanne, and that's how we got to play Lausanne for this last year and this year coming.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow night we'll be playing them,
That's
and they'll
right.
be coming to our place. So it is a good, solid football team. It's a collegiate high school.
Yes.
They do have college players being recruited heavily at the quarterback position, at the running back position, and at the kicking position.
Yeah.
So
and
3 key areas.
And
right
you're talking
there.
D1 schools.
D1
This isn't community colleges.
Absolutely.
This
Absolutely.
is major, and that's not a slam on community colleges, but the style of play in those D1 schools is different.
Exactly.
And, I remember last year that boy kicking that 64-yard field goal.
Wow. And, that's...
and then celebrates and hurts himself.
Yeah. That was terrible. But, I will say from that experience, Stephon Shivers had a great game that game.
Yes.
He was being talked about, and I really think his reputation preceded himself after that.
Yeah.
We did have some scouts there. I'm unaware of who, because D1 scouts that come in that school, they kind of do it in a way that flies under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And, they are looking at some student athletes that were playing, and I kind of feel that we'll have some scouts and some recruits there this year.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Tomorrow night in Humboldt. And what you want to do to draw a positive from this is you want to go out there and you want to perform as best you can.
Yeah.
Now, you got to understand that it is an uphill battle.
That's right.
With this particular school.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you can perform at a high level, and someone else that they're coming to see may be noticed by you.
That's right.
You may get noticed. Excuse me.
Right.
You may get noticed.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we are counting us out by no means, or the lack of confidence. I'm talking realistically, looking at the performance from last year.
Yeah.
Looking at the skill positions that they have D1 recruits in this year.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an uphill battle, and being out there on the field with them does 2 things. Number one, it gets you the experience that you're going to face if you plan on going to the next level.
That's right.
That's the first thing it does. And the second thing it does, it just shows how much you want it. It shows how much you're willing to compete with the top program in the state, and gives you a snapshot of who you are.
Well, you go out there, you beat your man.
Yeah.
That's who
you beat
play.
your man. That's a good point.
Which really, that's how you should play every game.
Right.
Focus on your man. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Focus on your man. You execute the game plan that they need you to do, and what their job that they're asking you to do, whether that's hand the ball off, block for the runner, whatever your job is, that's what you need to do to the best of your ability, like you're saying. And I think it's a positive. And you're going to see that in the newspaper article that's coming out this week.
Yeah.
Coming up next week, rather, because that's what we're going to highlight. Hopefully we're able to highlight an upset. We're not.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you play these games.
Hey, it is reason why. And one of our assistant coaches on that team, on our coaching staff, said, you know what? We didn't have a shot at actually canceling this game, or we didn't have a shot at not playing the game. He said, if you want to be the best, you probably got to play the best.
That's right.
And this is definitely one of the top teams in the state and one of the better teams in the state. And you can get a real live snapshot of where you are when you play a team like Los Ann, which is a collegiate high school.
One of the things we want to get out in front of, too, you play this Friday night. Next week, it's a Thursday night home game.
Right.
And it will be Greenfield, a district game coming out. And I know that's hard to fill the stands on a Thursday night. We need Viking fans on that Thursday night. We need them on Friday night as well.
Right.
And like you said, we're expecting some college recruits coming up this weekend.
Right.
George, I know volleyball is underway as well here. And they've been playing.
Yeah.
And I know I'm looking here at your website, and it looks like we've got a game coming up tomorrow night, actually.
Yes, we do. We do have a game coming up tomorrow night here. It's actually senior night for a high school volleyball team.
Okay.
Junior high played earlier this week, and they played Ripley, and they lost in a 3-game match. And then they had their 8th grade night on, I think, Tuesday night as well.
Okay.
Monday night. They had their 8th grade night on Monday night because I have an 8th grade stepdaughter.
Hey.
So they'll be moving on. I think we celebrated about 7 or 8 8th graders on that team. So, hey, the future looks bright.
That's right.
For us moving forward and moving up to high school with our 7th and 8th grade volleyball team. So we're excited about that. And it was just it was a good night. We were just right there. Yeah. We were just right there when we were playing this past. I think we played Halls.
Okay.
We played Halls.
Yeah.
And we were just right there. And Halls is one of the top teams in our area.
Oh, wow.
In middle school, and both on the high school level and the middle school level.
Sure.
So that was a good team that we were up against on Tuesday night with our middle school. So it was 8th grade night, and our girls celebrated that, and a lot of parents was on hand. And that's the game that people come out and see how volleyball really works, because it's a little different from your volleyball, beach volleyball, or your volleyball you play in your gyms in PE, or even as family activities. It's a different kind of volleyball. It's very competitive, and I've been actually watching a little volleyball on television on ESPN. Some of the top teams. I watched Tennessee and Missouri last night.
Yeah.
So, the night before last. So it's always a sport that's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And we're wanting to say that we are moving in that direction. And I know I say that every year.
Yeah.
But volleyball was brand new when we first started. 2 years removed from middle school. First year competing in 2 years this year. So we're just kind of, you got to get that foundation in the junior high level before you can really compete at the high school level, and I think for what we're up against, we're holding our own.
So to reiterate some things here, Humboldt High School volleyball team will play tomorrow night, 23rd, at home against Scotts Hill. That tip-off is at 5:30. Mm-hmm. Junior high will then play on Saturday, looks like, the 26th.
Yes.
And that is at Three Oaks. And actually, that is not Saturday. The 26th is Monday.
Yes.
And then they play the 27th, a home game versus Northview at 5:30. That is 8th grade night. And then they play a play-in date on the 28th.
Let me clear that schedule up. I think the last game with Northview.
Okay.
That is where we're going to be. That's where we're going to end our regular season.
Okay.
And then we have the play-in game on the 27th.
Okay, the 27th.
Yes, the 27th. Yes.
Okay.
And we'll get that rolled out to you. You have a scheduling glitch there with the end of things.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to be playing that playoff game, I think, on Monday night.
Okay.
It's a 5-4 playoff game, so it'll probably be the 5 seed is us, and the 4 seed will likely be maybe Lake County.
I was going to say, I thought it would be
County.
Lake. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. And I know everybody's thinking basketball's around the corner. It's November the 1st. They start being able to play and not play, but just kind of practice and get things together. And I'm sure they've been participating in some off-season leagues and that kind of thing as they do each and every year. And
we have a different schedule this year for basketball.
Okay.
it's kind of we're not playing a Hall of Fame game this year.
Okay.
We are doing that because we anticipate being a contender in the football playoffs.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of weeks with playoffs in football, it's going to be very crucial, and we've got high hopes of making that first round of the playoffs. So
yes.
Excuse me, Seth. With that being said, we're probably not going to do. I know we're not going to do any Hall of Fame games, and we shored up our schedule yesterday. We had our district meeting in Jackson, and our 14A schools for the district are same as last year: Halls, Humboldt, Trenton, Peabody, Lake County, JCM, and Middleton.
Yeah.
And we set our admission price at $7 per game, and we're going GoFan this year.
Here we go.
We're going GoFan, and we did that for a couple of reasons. Our principal is a big fan of GoFan because it really, really controls a lot of things when you look at the actual brains behind the GoFan approach to paying.
Yeah.
You know who's paying. You got a complete list of everybody who pays.
Yeah.
Then you have a reconciliation for the books. They send you a check and they take their cut. It'll be an upcharge of whatever they charge us. I think it's a little over $1.
Yeah.
So if you're paying $7, you're really gonna pay like $8.25 on GoFan, and you can either be able to buy a GoFan ticket or a season pass this year.
Okay.
And that's gonna stop some of the traffic at the door.
Yeah.
Allow us to implement some safety protocols that we'll put in place to keep the line moving, get people in, and just have a good, productive night inside the gymnasium.
Well, that's fantastic. And we want to remind folks about the protocols. If you're coming to the Friday night game, which is tomorrow night, no backpacks, no hoodies, only clear purses allowed. These are the protocols that are enforced at Humboldt City School home games for everyone that attends.
Absolutely.
And so if you know that going in, you can come prepared. And so we appreciate your mindfulness of that. Just trying to make sure everybody stays safe, man. I mean, it's sad you have to do that in our world today, but this is not leave the front porch door open, grandma's house kind of.
No longer is that.
It's not that society
anymore.
anymore.
That society anymore. You're right.
You can live in yesteryear if you want to, but you're going to lose a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're going to take some chances. I failed to mention, Seth, also. I want to reiterate, this is school news about the Family Focus Forum for third grade retention act that the state of Tennessee passed. This requires that all third graders, students who do not score proficient or on track on their or mastery on their TCAP test will have to repeat the third grade. So that form is going to be September the 26th. That's Monday, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it is.
September the 26th. That'll be at East End Cafeteria from 5:30 to 7. So please, if you are the parent of a third grader, please come out, and it's a family focus forum. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to get some background history of why the Third Grade Retention Act, how it was implemented, and how we are held our feet are held to the fire on this one, and not just us, but everybody.
That's right.
It's statewide. It's a statewide Third Grade Retention Act, and a new Tennessee law, and it requires that any third grade student who does not score on track or mastery on the TCAP, which we give annually, they must repeat the third grade. So this law takes effect this year, so families must partner with the teachers and the school so we can adequately prepare your students for this test that's coming up and prepare them for success. And again, that forum is going to be September the 26th. That's Monday at East Elementary from 5:30 to 7, okay?
All right.
What we're going to have to allow is a maximum of 2 people per family.
Okay.
And the deadline to register, you must register for that, is September the 19th, okay?
All right. So
we appreciate you.
Well, that deadline is passed then.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Register on Monday. If you have any questions about it, you
give
can.
us a call.
That number is 784-2652, and it's 784-2652. You can find out more information at our website. That website is phenomenal, hcsvikings.org.
Right.
And make sure you're checking all the stuff out. They're constantly keeping things up to date. They got upcoming events on there. I mean, all kinds of things.
Beautiful website.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, folks. Thank you for being here, George.
Thank
Been a
you.
great show, and hopefully we have defeated Lake County, and we're moving on.
We're moving on.
That's right. Thank you for joining us, folks. God bless you.